Hello and welcome to another video. I'm going to be playing $100 Texas Hold'em No Limit 6 Max Turbos on PokerStars.com. Now that we're playing a bit higher stakes, I'm going to be opening a little smaller in the early stages, just because every player here I generally recognize almost all of them, and they're all very good players. And well, life's pretty easy when you flop that big. Obviously, going to continue here. Boat up. Okay. Let's think about how much we want to bet here. I mean, I think he could still call us to the 7. Obviously going to call us to any king. Any 5 he could go broke with, so we're going to bet. Hopefully he has a 5 and raises here. See what he does. Calls, checks the river. A flush came in, which is actually pretty good for us because it means he could jam over our bets here, which we would want. 320 seems like a good size. Maybe a little bigger would have been better, but I think 320 is fine. Folds. I'm assuming he must have had a 7 in that spot. Maybe like A7 or who knows, 8-7, 9-7. Continue with our opening range. See, at this level, you're going to see a lot of very similar faces. In each game, there's only one different player. So, being 4-5 alpha table 2 and Sandor at table 1 here. Obviously, going to open ace-4, cut off, good position, and we like our pairs, especially early on. They can pay off quite nicely when you hit, and it's pretty easy to get away from it when you miss. Especially with smaller to mid pairs like 6s. I don't know if 6s count as a small or medium pair, but probably right on the borderline. Yep, so it looks like we have stats on everyone except one player at each table. Quite a bit of stats on a few of these guys too. All of them very good. I'm a little worried about the fact that Quad v Quad is right on my left at both tables. I think he might, I'm not going to say the best out of everyone, but he's a very capable player. Betting and checking are also okay here. Don't think we can do it. Could just sometimes get it worse. I'm going to check. I think we're going to check, and we're going to call the turn bet and decide on river. Probably going to call a lot of safe cards in the river. Okay, now I think we're pretty safe to bet here. I don't think he's going to check a king nor an 8, so we likely have the best hand. It's fine to bet. Make him pay for his draws, or maybe smaller pairs like 4s or something. Who knows? Haven't really had too much time to play lately. Been working a new job, so definitely a lot less time to play poker, which is why I guess I'm taking shots right now, because I'm definitely not quite rolled enough to play 100s. I mean, I could be, but I do not have that in my account at the moment. Maybe if I can bink both of these, who knows what can happen from there. Open under the gun. If everyone folds, I don't think defending with Jack 9 would be the worst idea. But it could also, I mean, we're going to be dominated a considerable amount, but at the same time, we would be calling, what was like 40 to win, I don't know, 60 or 70. I don't know, you'd be getting like 2 to 1, 3. It's arguable to defend with that sort of situation. Obviously, after the 3 bet, we're just folding. Call. Ooh. Called and that's a pretty interesting flop, because Quad v Quad, I don't think it's going to fold on this sort of board, because imagine the hands he calls with are like 8s through jacks and ace king, ace queen, which I don't think are going to necessarily fold to a flop bet. Obviously, if Quad v Quad calls a second time, I'm imagining. Okay, I think we're fine calling here, even though this guy 3.5x'd it. I think 10 king plays pretty well. We also have position, and don't know much about this guy, so for all I know he's a fish, and just, who knows? Guess we're going to find out this hand. Jam, Quad v Quad definitely has a hand like jacks or 10s at this point. And Voigt's looking, well, snap calling. I'm going to obviously continue with top pair in this board. Not holding the turn unless he does something crazy like pots it. Gonna call again. 10, never folding the river. Okay, so he checked. So what does he double barrel with and check on the river? He checks all of his air, obviously. Checks all of his misdraws. Also, he could check to hand like queens or jacks. Even ace king he could considerably check here, so I think betting 400 is fine. See what he does. If he jams, this would be an interesting decision for us. But he decides to fold. I think when he checks there, his hand is usually either A, misdraws, or B, hand with, I guess, weak showdown value, decent showdown. I mean, sometimes I guess they could have decent showdown value, like maybe he could have had ace king though. But I would imagine ace king's going to pay us off, which is why we bet 400. I even think queens or jacks could potentially pay us off there. So that's why I decided to make it 400. I mean, you could have also had queen, king, queen, or king, jack there. So let's see if we got 5-7. Could consider opening this one. I think I might open this one actually. I have the button. It's not like. Let's see what Dombo does. If Dombo opens, he might just fold. He could also 3-bet. Really depends how we think he'll play back at us, but he decides to fold. I think we're fine opening 7-5 suited on the button. Interesting speculative hand, and you know, so a decent percentage of the time we'll just pick up the blinds, and that'll be that. Like that time. Hopefully I'll have a good run out here at both of these games. Maybe drink both, play some more. Maybe next video will be 200s. Who knows? I mean, in general, bankroll management's a very interesting thing. Like right now, I literally just what's the word? I transferred some funds to Stars, but like not nearly enough to be playing hundreds. I don't even think I'm rolled to play. Like I think I put like 600 in my account, but I don't even think I'm really rolled to play. Even with 600, I think I'd be rolled to play maybe like 15s, and I probably wouldn't even be properly rolled for that to play 15 turbos. Like in general, the higher stakes you go, the more buy-ins you want to have. Like if I'm playing sevens, I feel pretty fine just having, I don't know, like $300 in my account. I don't think I would bust it. Like I'm pretty positive I wouldn't bust it actually, even though that's only like what, like that's like 45 buy-ins. If I were to play hundreds, I would definitely want something like, I don't even know, probably more than 100 buy-ins, maybe like 150 buy-ins. So it'd be like 15 grand, but I don't even know how I could even transfer that into Stars, or if I'd want to for that matter, because just seeing all that, that's a lot of money, obviously. Thanks to everyone watching, by the way. All the feedback's been pretty good for these videos so far on Reddit and YouTube. A couple negative comments, but a couple of them are, making decent points about spots I should have played better, and then some people are just trolls in general. I saw a comment today, some guy just said, "You suck, LOL." So, oh no, you're bad, LOL. And even thank you to that guy for watching. If he enjoyed it so much that he wanted to put the comment like that, must be doing something. So at this table right now, I mean only after 8 hands, but or 9 hands now. 4-5 is playing pretty loose. Might just be getting decent cards, but he's also just calling a lot. He's not really raising, or 3-betting. So that's an interesting sign. Sandor here only 10 hands, so I mean 10-10 over 10 hands isn't much to say because he could just be a bit card dead. But he could also be tight. But again, these hands literally mean nothing right now because they don't have much of a sample. 4-5 off though is playing quite loose, so it's an interesting thing to keep an eye on him for later on. Because when you play that loose, especially when the blinds go up, punt off your stacks pretty easily. Not going to be defending the 4-3 offsuit in this position. I'm definitely not going to be bluffing with it either. Not against a good player like Bushapa. Bushapa, yeah, something like that. Germany, Costa Rica, New Zealand. Very worldwide table here. And here too. Oh, and 4-5 off the only other Canadian representing us by losing half of his stack already. Good show, good show. Interesting spot with ace-7 suited here. If Dumbo opens, I'm likely going to 3-bet. He doesn't fold much to 3-bet after raising. But I don't like flatting here, and I think we're ahead too often to just fold. So I think 3-betting is fine. I mean, he's going to be flatting us a decent percentage or 4-betting, but I mean, if he 4-bets, we're obviously just going to have to fold. But I'm imagining we're ahead of his range anyway, so it's not the worst thing in the world if he just flats us with something like, I don't know, King Jack or Queen Jack suited or whatever. Blinds moving up pretty quickly, 25-50 already. I'm gonna raise open. We're on King 8 off on the button. If Bouchard 3-bet there, it would be an interesting decision what to do. I mean, you imagine this guy's going to be bluffing sometimes, and it's actually a good spot to bluff too, because with 30 big blinds effective, if I get 3-bet to say 5.5 big blinds for my min-raise open, I would literally have to put in at least a third of my stack in order to 4-bet bluff in that spot with like King 8. So it wouldn't be that like of a good deal for me. Like even here, for example, like if I wanted to 4-bet bluff, wouldn't be a great spot to do it because I have to put in such a high percentage of my chips and then just fold to a shove. It's not really worth it. I mean, we can also consider flatting here. I don't think Jack 10 is doing really good against a small blind 3-bet range. I mean, sometimes we are flipping with what he has. Like, he could be doing this ace 2, but in general, it's fine to just hold it here. No reason to let ego get in the way of anything. I think opening Jack 10 off on the cutoff there is fine as well. No issue with that. Didn't really see what happened at table 1 here, but looks like ace high was good. Yeah, 4-5 off, picking up blinds, King 6, just fold it. Voltiashu. Voltis Yahoo. Voltis Yahoo. Gotta ever pronounce his name one time. I mean, I can't really say anyone here is particularly like at such a higher level above everyone else. Like it seems like it's pretty even money overall. I actually think in general I don't know if I'd be considered the worst player here. I wouldn't say that. Just I feel like it's so negligible the difference between say quad v quad and Voltiashu and Dom and Bushapa that I couldn't really say that being in this game is like horribly plus EV. I can't say it's negative EV either because I would say I'm at their level at least somewhat. I mean, I don't know. I haven't really played with them over an incredibly large sample to say that definitively one way or another, but I can definitely hold my own against these guys. So, I mean, it's just really a matter of how many games you play against them and just start calculating, oh, am I winning or actually losing to them? We have the ace and the king. This is a great spot to 3-bet because we can put in a small amount, which looks very bluffy because he obviously he's going to have to like shove here with anything decent, and we can obviously just snap call with ace queen. I mean, ace king. interesting with here what we're gonna do with Queen King of Spades. Now we flop the flush draw. Is it really worth it to raise? I don't want to fold the mess, but then again, putting in your entire stack here seems risky because really, what worse hands can we get to fold? I mean, better hands can we get to fold than ours? I mean, can we get like 8s or 7s to fold? Maybe. I guess we're gonna have to just go with it. So if he jams, we have to just call, but maybe we should have made it like a bit bigger, I guess 375, but whatever. I mean, I don't really know exactly how to play that hand because we're out of position. Calling's okay, but then what happens if we call? I don't know, some bad turn card comes. I don't know what exactly would be a bad turn card there. I don't know, an 8 comes. Let's just say a stupid 8 came just on the turn. We check to him because leading out would be. Why didn't we just check raise the flop anyway if we're just going to lead out the turn? And then, yeah, we would check them, and then if he bets, what do? We might not be getting the proper odds to call, and even if we are getting the proper odds to call, we're in a position on the river where if we jam, our hand would be pretty face up if we actually were to hit, say, our king or our queen or our spades, you know? Because he's never gonna. I mean, okay, like say a king comes on the river, we jam, like, is he gonna really call, say something like pocket 9s, pocket 7s? Probably not. If a spade comes and we just are going to just check to him and hope he just jams on us with the hand that has enough value to do that. The only hand would be like some sort of 10, which isn't super likely. Looks like kings just beat ace king there. Ace queen. This is a good hand. Okay, full TH. We're going to min raise. Obviously calling every single person at this table, although I'd be a little worried if Bushapa sub, just because our min raise sort of looks pretty like ridiculously strong, I guess, considering we're doing this into so many players. Yeah, we just have to call Dumbo. I mean, who knows what he has, but we just have to call, and we're flipping, hit the ace, so we just have to dodge 2 4s. Oh, not anymore. Win a race, seems pretty standard from both ends. Min raise, and he's like 9 big blinds, and I guess sometimes we could be bluffing in that spot as well. I mean, the thing is though, with that min raise, it's like if quad v quad shoves, we're gonna call. So it's sort of a situation where you don't see us really opening super wide because we're gonna have to call even like another 2.5 big blinds, which you probably wouldn't want to do if we had some stupid bluff hand, right? Ace 5 defend, probably not, possibly, but too short in my opinion. And under the gun raise from quad, peak quad seems super strong. I think we could just fold. Like, we could sometimes be folding the best hand here, but it's like a situation where you don't want to do anything. Like, anything you do just seems wrong, and we're going to have to call the full T actually shoves here. He limps. Do we want to jam is the question. We don't want to. I mean, thing about, I guess jamming's fine. Checking's also okay. Because if he hits an ace, he's going to barrel. But then again, we're going to miss a good percentage too, so I'm fine with just picking up the blinds here, because I think most of the time he's just not going to have much. I think he would just open jam with, like, just open jamming. The only hands he's going to call with are really aces, kings, queens, maybe ace king, and jacks, but, yeah, oh, interesting situation here. But I'm going to fold there. Queens looking like they are going to, and they do hold. Dumbo with a pretty massive lead right now. Unfortunately, out in the other game, so I guess, balances out. We're in a good spot in both tables, one more than the other, obviously, because of our ace-queen against 4's race, which we ended up winning. Bushapa picks up a couple of chips from Voltiashi. Looks like this is going to be a 3-handed affair pretty soon at table 2. Table 1, everyone looks pretty equal stack, pretty short all around. If it folds around to volts and he shoves, I might just call. I think we'd be getting the proper pot odds to call with any 2 anyway. Oh boy. Oh boy. His min 3-bet backfired because it looks like, what's the word? Buchapa flatted with a queen 10 suited. Of course, well, maybe if you didn't 3-bet it like super bad, it could have won a bit different. And now he's just going to open shove because he seems pretty tilted. Hopefully, it's always funny when he does that, and then like Buchapa just like snaps it off. Well, he's going to limp bet, obviously. There's no reason he's just going to limp and then just fold, because he knows I can not really have that many aces here. Because I just limp 2, and you'd think I would pop it up a little, to maybe like 300 or just jam. Anything. I don't really want to raise here. I think Buchapa is going to play quite aggressively against us. If it was folded to us, I mean. Let's say to see a jack, just because of how pissed this guy will get. No, it's not. Of course, so not this time. I'm really hoping Dombo can just take out Buchapa, because that way we're pretty much in the money, because then we just have to worry about folds like doubling up. Queen of Spades is like a super good card, but if Buchapa is checking twice, I think he checked the flop and turn. I imagine like he sometimes could have a jack here. Maybe we okay, never mind. Ooh, interesting play there. Oh god, see a 10 ball. Nope. He's gonna say of course again, even though he had the worst hand. We are playing quite nitty at this table. I mean, I don't see jamming accomplishing much. And Volts is pretty much done for here. We have to call, obviously, with our crappy 9 tray here against quad. Any 2 really would work, as long as if someone else calls or shoves, we're just going to fold. Yeah, even though he just called, I don't see calling here being a very good idea, even though we're getting 4-1. 3-9 is like horrible, and I mean really, really horrible. 3-9 offsuit too, not even suited. If it was suited, who knows, but offsuit, just can't do it. What the hell are you doing? Okay. I don't get that. I have to call though. I have to. Sorry, I have to fold, but I have to jam here, obviously. 3 ball. 3, 5, 3, 3. Well, called the 5. Third place. Unfortunately, could not. We've gotten in the back spot there, I guess. Can't really do much. Gonna min raise. We've been quite tight actually at both tables, it seems, so I'm wondering how Buchapa and Volt are perceiving me right now. I don't know Sandor if they're that deep of a thinker where they're going to perceive my aggressiveness or tightness as like anything other than just having hands or not having hands. I guess Buchapa just doesn't care. Although he tanked for a bit, so I'm curious what he would have had there to tank and then shove. Maybe like a smallish to medium pair, that's what I'm assuming. Possibly also some sort of like ace, who knows, ace 7, ace 9, I don't know. King, queen, whatever, hands like that. Yeah, the other table, it's a little unfortunate we couldn't actually get the double up. But, I mean, what can you really do there with 3s when the guy min raises from the button? You know he's a pretty aggressive player, although you know he's going to... It's a spot where he's going to play a little tighter because he knows the small blind's going to abuse him a fair bit, just due to ICM considerations. Interesting open size by Sandor, it's a little bad. I mean, it's like, okay, if you're planning to fold to a shove, then make it smaller, and if you're planning to call a shove, again, make it smaller, because that way you'll induce more. I want to see a king or an 8. Nope. I think we would have won, right? Yep. 4 would have been so good there. Well, I think we're going to min-raise call anybody, and that includes Sandor. I don't know how happy we'll be with calling Sandor, but we're not folding. Oh, don't do something crazy like flat here. That would just be the worst thing you could do. Alright, pick up blinds. King 5. I want Buchapa to shove. I'm so snapping this with King 5. I'm actually not joking at all. I think if he shoves here, we actually could be ahead of him a pretty decent percentage. I'm not going to say like a really high percentage, but definitely enough that we're getting 3 to 2 on a call. I don't even know, but I'm just calling. Oh, if we hold, that'd be nice. Ah! You know, there's like a delay on my computer too. Every time it seems like the river is going to be bad. It's just there's like a slight delay on my computer. I'm not saying it's like rigged, but totally rigged. We're gonna call a shove here if Bolt decides to do that. We're gonna have to consider what to do if he folds. I'm wondering if limping is bad. I think min raise actually might be the best. I think min raise is gonna be the best. Ace-8, can't do anything. Wondering if min-raise call is better? Or jam, open jam? Or we're trying to induce with ace-8? That's the question. If we want to induce, we could just min-raise, but... This also looks a bit weaker, I guess. In a way, it looks like... So we could get looked up by ace-5 sort of hand. I mean, anything better than our hand cannot fold anyway, so... I guess this is sort of negligible what we do. Which is why we're going to jam and hopefully not get called, I guess, but we do, but we actually got called by worse. This would be nice if we could hold here. And we do, so we are now chip leader at table 1, or I guess the last remaining table. Okay. I guess maybe, I don't know if Sandor actually took that as maybe what I was saying about how open shoving looks weaker than raise calling. I mean min raising because obviously we know we're calling, but I'm just sort of curious if we min raise, what happens there? Does he flat us? Does he jam on us? I don't know. I'm calling Bishop. I'm calling Volt. If Sandor opens like huge, it might just actually fold this. Well, never folding obviously now, but let's go with King Jack suited. Let's get it in. You can fold. I mean, if he wants to fold, that's perfectly fine with me. Tank calls. Needs a spade. That is not a spade, but it is an ace, which is not enough. I sort of don't mind folding here. I mean, I feel like I don't know, actually. Maybe we should have opened there. I think opening would have been fine there. I don't know how Bouchard... I feel like Sandor is just going to be playing so bad against us. I guess he's... looks like the fact that he auto-mucked there sort of telling me he's going to play pretty nitty against us, so he can afford to do some stuff. If Bouchard shoves here, this is just ridiculous, because he's literally only played aggressively whenever I open from the button. And it's like situations where it's like... it's situations where just, I guess anytime I show aggression, he perceives it as weakness. If Sandor shoves here, that'd be a pretty interesting decision. ICM-wise, okay. Well, we flop pretty huge. We have to figure out what we want to do on the flop if he checks to us. We probably could just fold, but we're going to bet. Tough to fold, but it's just a bit of a bad play on his hand. I'm wondering what he could have to be doing that sort of thing with. There really isn't. I mean, like, checking would be so much better there, unless you had some really weak hand, like, I don't know, King 10 or something. Like, I think King 10's the only hand maybe leading out there is fine because you're trying to protect your hand. Okay, well, he just limped to us. We're going to continue. We're just going to min bet because he just limped into us anyway. If he just went crazy like shove, I don't know what we should do, but I don't know why he flashed us an ace, but okay. We're going to open jam. Because we can. And because we'll fold a lot of the time. Although, and if he calls, we could have live cards. We're likely going to have live cards. We're going to fold. Bouchard is going to shove here so often. Hopefully Sandor just calls him pretty light, as we've seen he can call light. Nope, folded to Bouchard. We're going to call the king and the 5 here, again, with our king 5 off against Bouchard. This has worked out so well for us last time, I guess we have to try it again, right? But he's opening from the button, and he has literally 5.5 big blinds. Same situation as before, almost, except I think he's a little more desperate this time, so this is a call. Apparently not. Needing a 10 would be nice. Nope. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm overestimating how aggressive he's going to be playing on the bubble, but I mean, I guess as far as his hand ranges, like I think I might be, thinking he's going to be looser than he is maybe in certain situations, because King 5 doesn't seem like a good hand to be calling with. But at the same time, it's just like I feel like he's going to be opening those sort of like 10-9 hands, even like ace-2 hands, which we would have proper equity to call against. Jack 10, Queen Jack. Even like it could be we're still fairly live against ace-7. Even I don't know, mathematically it would be a call, but we were going to call what 900 to win 1400. It couldn't be too bad. Needs a king. Nope. Sandor now losing. Someone's just going to be super pissed in chat and jam any 2 here, which would be nice if we had something. Unfortunately, we don't. This is a little. I thought this would be good because Bouchop's going to open on us. Obvious. Yes, very obvious. King, Queen. We're going to limp. Because the limp looks pretty strong. Feels like raises, this sort of stuff. Checks. Going to continue. We're going to be fairly cautious on a lot of turn cards, though. Folds. Which is okay, because I don't really want to get into a big match in that sort of situation anyway. Hopefully Bouchop just open jams here, because Sandor's, I think he's going to fold. He's called with fairly premium hands whenever he does call. He's very short, though. But I don't see him calling with, like, Jack 10, like those sort of hands, which is why it's fine. King, Queen suited, we're going to call. If Sandor shoves, if Bouchop opens, we're just going to probably flat and decide what to do after that. If we can dodge a 10 or 7, we will be in the money, and we are in the money. Okay, and we have a slight check lead. Great. Well, at the very least, by the way, I just want to show you the structures. It's just a $100 game. Price pool 560. First one's like 3.6 times their buy-in. Second place wins basically double, and we are min-raise calling here, obviously. Yeah, hopefully he jams or 3-bets pretty decent. We have a 3-bet, so we can just get it in. Decides to flat. Ace King, we have backdoor draws. We don't have a hand, but we have backdoor draws. And we have ace high, which is good sometimes, but if we bet, we don't ever get worse to call. And we can reduce bluffs by checking on the turn. Additionally, we can pick up more equity on the turn. So we're going to check. We do pick up a straight draw. I'm going to call at least 1 bet and decide on the river. At least our hands sort of face up in a sense, like we can't really have a queen, so we would probably bet the queen on the flop. That's pretty big too on the turn, which is interesting because you'd imagine he wouldn't bet that big. If he bets river, well, it's really just a queen or 4 he could have, or like 3-6 or something. Ooh, that's so big. Like this seems like a good bluff spot too for him. He has a pair with us, but we have ace high. I don't see him doing this with a 2 or a 5. He's sort of a big bet too. I don't know if he would do that with a queen either. I think he would maybe with some decent queens or with a 4. I think he could have like 10-9 here so often though, so we're gonna try. Have the queen. We kicker. So a little surprised actually that the kicker is that weak. So I think he would have. We tried heroing, but I don't know how much I hate that. This is a situation I'd love to call, but I'm going to fold this time. 9-10 off, we're jamming. If he calls, we are going to be racing. Probably. Hopefully not dominated, but hopefully at least racing. No. But we could be racing now. Okay, we're definitely not folding here. He could min-raise. I don't know if he has to jam here. It seems like he's sort of like, not a bot, but he seems like very like, it's like he sticks to his ideas of how to play certain things. He limps, which worries the shit out of me, to be honest. but I don't see anything else to do but just get it in with 10 big blinds. I don't see making it 550 is better, to be honest, especially if he does something weird, I guess, pre. Uh, I know it's like a bad situation for us because if he has something, we're sort of just gonna have to fucking be like dead because he's gonna be limping good hands there too, not just all bad hands. We would sometimes shove light here, but 5-3 off is too late. Fuck, I would love to shove this, but calling it is a lot different. We're shoving any two here. I don't care what we have. We're just too short to really care anymore. And great, we have ace-8. That's a good hand, and he's going to call us lighter because of the blinds. We have literally 6.5 bigs. I don't even know if that much, but he calls us with worse. If we can just dodge and no dodge, we lost. We came second place. I think we played good at both tables. I don't really have any complaints. I mean, our king 5 calls against Bushapa was a bit light at times, and I mean, our hero call was a very risky one. We didn't have to make, except I think our hand was so face up as being something exactly like what we had that I think him betting, you know, 3x, I mean, like 3/4 pot twice, I think it sort of was like a big bet designed to get those sort of hands to fold. Like the hands we're checking back are like medium pairs, like 6s, 7s, maybe, and like ace king, ace jack. And so I don't mind the hero call, and I'm a little shocked that he bet so big with just queen 8 in that situation, because I would imagine he's going to be betting that big with maybe king queen, uh, maybe like queen jack, uh, ace 4, hands like that, I would imagine, or like 3-6, whatever, for straights. But very interesting situation that he had queen 8 in that spot. I don't really regret calling, because I think in the long run it can't be that bad to call it, because our range is so face up that it's very exploitable if we're just gonna, check flop and then call turn fold river. That's pretty exploitable if that's our plan. So obviously we're showing we have something with decent showdown value, but not great showdown value, which is why we didn't bet in the first place. Because we were gonna, I mean, why would we check there unless it's like we thought quads or something? Even then, I would probably still bet if I think like my opponent will do something. And this guy is very capable of that, which is why I think calling was fine. We actually, I think, had the chance to eliminate him like 3 times in this tournament, and all 3 came up short. Like once, I think it was like ace-9 versus king-5. He held. Then I think it was like his king-queen beat our king-5, and then the hand you saw before, I mean, like he wasn't at risk, but he was pretty much at risk, where he bet most of his chips. And I had ace-king and made a pretty crazy hero call, queen 5 4-4-2 board, which I think is fine. I think overall we played pretty good both tournaments. No regrets. I mean, you really just sort of can't be results oriented in these sort of situations, especially against good players. Played good, came second, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. It was probably longer than most of them, but got a lot of good entertainment out of it, and I really hope you enjoyed. Thank you.